So there's a lot going on at VladTV now that Boosie and Aries Spears has fell out with VladTV to where they pretty much got fired. It doesn't look like they're going to work with each other anymore. They were regular guests. So after Boosie started complaining about how much he was getting paid, he wanted a raise. And then that was all stemming from 6ix9ine. You know, 6ix9ine getting the bag over there. Boosie thought he should get paid more after he heard that 6ix9ine got paid a lot more than he was getting paid. Then Aries jumped in and said, well, hey, you know, I'm starting to hear these numbers going around, what everyone's getting, and I want to raise too.
People have said, yo, the most popular guest that Vlad has on, Lord Jamar, Tony Yayo, Godfrey, Boosie, and Aries. I'm the only one left. Godfrey stopped because of the beef with Farrakhan, as did Lord Jamar. Tony Yayo just doesn't do it anymore. And Boosie wanted a raise. Come to find out, Boosie wanted $35,000 an episode. Wow. He was getting $25,000.
Wow.
So I don't get nowhere near that. And, you know, obviously it's based on the numbers because a lot of Boosie's clips are in the millions. Now, again, I've had a few clips in the millions, but a lot of my stuff, the full interview, probably ranges around 300,000 to 500,000. So I basically said to Vlad, I go, hey, listen, man, I'm not trying financially. I know I'm not going to ask you for what you gave Boosie. But, you know, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Break bread.
Break bread. And he goes, well, your numbers don't generate what Boosie generate. And so I showed him a bunch of, you know, people that quotes on YouTube and shit like that and on my phone. And one person said, hey, man, I only buy Vlad subscriptions when I know he's interviewing you. Once the interview's over, I cancel the subscription. Another guy said, hey, man, Aries is a beast. Pay him what you pay them other and blah, blah. So there's a bunch of these. So he goes, so you want me to pay you more based off what people are saying? And I said, listen, man, again, I'm just saying, be fair. People are saying to you, they're buying subscriptions. People are saying to you, they only watch when I'm on. And of all the guys you had that were popular, I'm the last one standing.
So Aries was acting like he was getting 5 figures, but really, from what I've been hearing from my sources, it looks like Aries was getting around 4,000 per interview. So when he heard numbers going around like 25,000, 20,000, and things like that, Aries was like, whoa, you know, I need way more than what he's paying. So he started to text Vlad and went left because, you know, he got into his feelings and, you know, he didn't want to respond to the phone call and the, you know, the negotiation process. So he just started kind of acting real funny. And Vlad was like, just forget it. You're out of here. I'm not going to deal with you no more. We're done. So Aries pretty much got fired. And there will be no negotiations now. So with Boosie, same thing, kind of where what he did just caused so much trouble because now other regulars want more money now because they're hearing the numbers being thrown around. And if it's more than what they're getting, then they're going to want more. And it just doesn't work like that. You have to provide the views for you to get a raise at Vlad. You need to be consistent with your views and people need to be responding to your appearances for you to get a raise. You can't just ask for a raise because you're hearing someone else is getting more money. That's what pretty much Aries was thinking. So Vlad, though, he's going to be okay because it looks like he's making some adjustments. He just announced that he's going to be working with Charleston White again from the reports I'm getting from my sources. So VladTV stopped working with Charleston White after his first interview. He might have had a couple, but it was pretty early on. He stopped working with Charleston White because of his comments. And, you know, he was going against Boosie. And so VladTV was cool with Boosie. So he decided, well, I'm not going to work with Charleston White because Boosie, you know, doesn't get along with him. They're pretty much ops. But now that Vlad and Boosie have fallen out, that's all changed now. And, you know, that's business and all, but look, if I was Charleston White, I think he should ask for kind of the bag because Vlad is desperately reaching out to Charleston White now to spite Boosie, but there was no real reason for Vlad to stop working with Charleston White all that time. I guess he valued his relationship with Boosie so much that he didn't want to rock the boat. I guess that makes a little bit of sense when you're in business and you really want Boosie as a regular guest. You gotta maybe, do something like that to make sure that your regular guest stays happy and willing to work with you. So I guess he did what he had to do. But I think Charleston White should probably ask for a decent amount, because look, Charleston White has been known to bring in the numbers. His numbers might even do more than Boosie's, who knows? So if Vlad can make Charleston White a regular guest now, that's going to be beneficial for Vlad and Charleston White, because Charleston White's been holding down Say Cheese for a long time. Say Cheese hasn't really had to interview anyone but Charleston White over the last couple years, it seems like. They fell out for a little bit, but now they're back cool. It's probably kind of the same thing. He probably wanted a raise or something. But Charleston White's back on Say Cheese. Now he's going to be, from according to my sources, he's going to be on VladTV very soon. So expect to see Charleston White probably in the next, I would say, week or so. Because Vlad moves out pretty quick. He's really looking for that next regular guest to bring on. So I don't know what Tony Yayo is going to be doing, because I'm hearing some stuff. I mean, this whole Boosie thing has kind of set off a chain reaction. But Vlad looks like he's going to try to figure out who he can work with now. That's going to make sense. He might have to bring 6ix9ine back on. He's going to probably have to, looks like he's working with DJ Academics. He's kind of seeing if you can make him a regular guest, it looks like. So he's talking to DJ Academics more now and trying to figure out if this is going to be someone he can bring on as a regular. So it wouldn't be too hard for Vlad to find a replacement for Boosie and Aries Spears. If anyone else wants to act up and start requesting more money, then if they end up falling out with Vlad as well, Vlad will probably be able to find someone else to replace them. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. They're not irreplaceable. You know what I'm saying? So Boosie is not irreplaceable. Neither is Aries Spears. And at this point, I would say Vlad should probably just maybe not even work with Boosie. Maybe give him a long break, and just stop all negotiations, because especially if you can find a decent replacement, and maybe that's Charleston White, maybe that's Academics, who knows? I mean, there's a lot of talent out there that he'll probably end up trying to figure out who's going to be a good fit for being a regular, and he'll find that person. I mean, because Aries Spears kind of came out of nowhere. Nobody was really checking for him. He pretty much resurrected Aries Spears' career from scratch. So with Vlad, I'm sure he'll find somebody that will, be able to replace Aries Spears and Boosie. So the thing is, like I said, though, if anyone else wants to start asking for raises and, ruining their relationship with Vlad, that's on them. I'm sure there's going to be another replacement out there for them. I don't think this will be the end of Vlad. Vlad has its platform already set to where, it's already geared to kind of put someone on, whoever wants that spot. And for them to vacate their spot and thinking they're bigger than the program and, deciding to have things go left, asking for more money when they don't necessarily deserve it, or maybe he's already, if you need money, if you need more money, there's ways to go about that to where you're not ruining your relationship, your business relationship. There was ways that both of them could have went about this in a better way, so that's on them. They did not really go about it the correct way, so that's why they fell out. And if Boosie wanted more money, he probably could have figured out a better way to do that. But Vlad already said he was maxed out on giving Boosie money. He already said that, at this point, he might even break even sometimes instead of getting a real profit. It was like minimal profit sometimes. So Vlad was continuing to work with Boosie just based off of friendship and, just based off of their history of working together. So for Boosie to ask for a raise, that was really pushing the limit, Vlad was saying. So now all these numbers are out. Everybody is complaining about how much they're getting, and people want more money to appear on the show. Now People kind of know exactly what people are getting, when before it was kind of a big secret, you know? Before all this mix up, it was kind of a confidential thing, how much people were getting paid. And now that it's public, that's where everything's going left now, because now people are hearing how much others are getting paid. If they're not getting nowhere near that, well, then they start feeling a certain way. So that was probably best if Vlad would have never really mentioned that he paid 6ix9ine a lot of money. He didn't really specifically say how much he paid 6ix9ine, but he pretty much made it clear that he was paying 6ix9ine the bag. Like, people knew that 6ix9ine was getting paid a good amount to show up. And so that's what started all this. Is maybe he should have not really said anything about how much he paid 6ix9ine. And then that would have probably been the best way to go about that whole situation. But anyways, I think VladTV in the long run is going to be okay. It's going to really not affect the channel. I think he'll be doing just fine with his channel. One man can't stop the show. I mean, Boosie, Aries, Spears, if anyone else wants to see the door and leave, that's on them. I don't think it's going to really matter. I think VladTV will end up being just fine with what he's doing. So that's about it for today, y'all. Hey, let me know in the comment section, do you think VladTV is going to be affected by Boosie and Aries Spears departing the show? If you want to check out my members only videos, I'll leave a link for that in the comment section and description box. You can check out my secret members only videos for as little as $1 by becoming a YouTube member. Also, let's get over 100 likes on this video. I'm going to leave links for my social media and stuff like that. So also, I have a free email newsletter and everything like that. So that's about it for today, y'all. This has been Rap Hits. I'm out. Click my affiliate link in the comment section and description box if you want to purchase this Bluetooth boombox for the low. It hooks up to your device by Bluetooth. It has lights you can turn on or off. It gets loud. It has lots of bass. It has long battery life. You just charge it up like a phone. It's the same boombox I use, so you know that it's the best one you can find. So yeah, links in the comment section and description box.